Welcome to BBQPitBoys.com. Today we're going to do a standing spare ribs on the grill. Man, does that look good or what? Alright, it's real easy to do. We're going to do some indirect heating on the grill here. Here I've got a shallow pan and a grate. And here I've got a couple racks of ribs here. And these are pork spare ribs. They're about 5.5, 6 pounds each. They're all washed and ready to go. Here I've got some broth. We got some bamboo skewers. We got some pork rub here. We got some beer. We got a couple onions here. All right, let's get going on this. Now a lot of pit masters, they don't bother trimming up their pork spare ribs. They just throw them on the old smoker. But I like to trim them up a little bit, get some of the excess fat off, and get that membrane off there. And if you want to learn how to do it, you can check out BBQPitBoys.com or BBQWeb.com and get a little more detail. And what we want to do is trim these up St. Louis style. And that's fairly easy to do. Now here I'm removing the flap in those ribs. And like I said, we're going to remove that membrane. Makes it real nice and tender if you take the time to do that. And alright, now here we're cutting it up St. Louis style. And like I said, you can learn more about that on one of our other videos on YouTube or BBQPitBoys.com. Alright. Now, these pieces that are pulling off the racks here, they're sometimes some of the best part of the ribs, so you definitely were going to throw that in that baking pan there on the grill. Now the idea about doing these standing ribs, as you probably already figured out, is so you can cook up a lot of ribs on a relatively small space on the grill. And here we got some pork rub. Use your favorite pork rub, something off the shelf or some of your homemade rub, or use one of ours. And you want to sprinkle good amount on all sides of these ribs. Now that was easy now, wasn't it? Alright, now the next thing we want to do is we want to stand these ribs up, so we got plenty of room for the grill. And this is where those bamboo skewers come in handy. You just pierce the ribs all the way through, and that'll keep it together. Right. Then we'll put it in that pan on the grate. Now, if you don't have bamboo skewers, you could use some chef string. That'll work just fine. All right. Now we're putting it on a grate because we're going to add some moisture to this pan. And if you got some onions there, you just want to cut up some big chunks and throw it in. Again, this helps keep those ribs nice and moist, because it's going to take about 4 hours to do this. And here I have some broth. You can use a chicken broth or beer broth. I'm using a little bit of both. All right, now add a little bit of hardwood here and produce a real nice smoky flavor. These ribs are steaming for the next 4 hours. All right. That was easy now, wasn't it? Okay, about an hour's gone by, and I'm going to check these ribs out maybe once an hour here, or you want to get your turkey baster out. Because we want to baste these ribs good with some of this broth we got going there. Now again, you can see these ribs are on that grate and they're slowly steaming. Man, it's smelling good already. All right, now we're about 2 hours into this. We're running a temperature of about 225, 250 degree Fahrenheit. And again, you want to keep basting. And here I like to turn these ribs around a little bit for a little more even heating, although it's really not necessary. This type of grill cooks everything fairly even here, and I can see that my moisture content's down underneath the grate, so I'm gonna add a little bit more beer in this case. You can add a little water or a little more broth. It's up to you. That'll do it. Man, I'm getting hungry. Can you smell that? It smells good. All right. Now, this is about the last hour or so. Like I said, it's going to take about 3 hours, 3.5, maybe 4 hours. Depends how hot those coals are. And during the last hour, I'd like to spread on some of my homemade barbecue sauce, or you can use whatever sauce you like. And here I'm testing for doneness and seeing how those ribs will pull apart. So about another hour to go. All right. See, it's time to eat. Through the miracle of time, we're going to pull this off the grill. Go ahead. Take a look at that. Doing them this way will make your ribs real moist and tender.
Gonna put in my bib, gonna mix some sauce. Grab my own delay, baby, show you who's boss. Got my steed in my hair, baby, I don't care. Gonna put some biscuits, grab me.
Man, you getting hungry or what? All right, let's cut these up. Man, there's nothing like pork spare ribs off the grill. Just take a look at that. And this is where I like to add a little of my barbecue sauce here. This is BBQ Pit Boys vodka sauce here. You can find this recipe on BBQPitBoys.com or here on YouTube. How about a plate full of these ribs? In fact, let me just apologize right here and right now because I'm going to try a little bit of this ribs right here. Man. Now, if you're looking for a good spare rib recipe, it doesn't take a lot of room on your grill, you check out BBQPitBoys.com.